In this lab activity, you will measure the focal length of a converging lens. As I discussed in the lecture, a parallel beam of light falling on a converging lens will all converge on the other side of the lens at a point called the principal focus. Now, this is the principal focus of the lens. The distance measured from the center of the lens to the principal focus is called the focal length. We will measure the focal length of a converging lens in this activity. To do that, we will place a lens at a distance u from the lens, and that distance u is called the object distance, and we will measure the distance v of the image on the other side of the lens. A relation connecting the object distance u, the image distance v, and the focal length f of a lens can be written as 1 over u plus 1 over v equal to 1 over f. Now, if you solve this equation for f, you will get this: f equal to u times v divided by u plus v. Now, the setup will be something like this. We place an object in front of the lens, measure the object distance, and then measure the image distance, and record these in this table. Each time, calculate the focal length using this formula: f equal to u times v divided by u plus v. When you do this calculation on a calculator, remember to group the denominator u plus v in a parenthesis. Otherwise, your calculation will go wrong. Find the average value of the focal length and list. Now, if the average value does not agree with the measured value, what is the error in your measured value? And finally, I want you to list 2 ways convex lenses are used in our daily life. All right, let's go to the animation and take measurements. Well, this is the animation. You have the object, a pencil, and this is the object distance. And the image is formed on the other side of the lens. This is the image distance v. Now, what you see here, the 2 crosses are the principal foci. You see, a lens has a principal focus on either side of the lens. So this is a principal focus. That's also a principal focus. That means this distance is the focal length. So let's start by measuring the approximate focal length of the lens. I'm going to place the ruler there. You take the measurement. Measure the approximate focal length and record it in your data sheet. All right. Now, let me move the object and place the ruler. Well, okay. Now, this is the first position that we're going to take the reading. So, measure the object distance u here. This is the object distance u. Measure that and record it. All right, I'm going to move the ruler to the other side so that I think we need to do that again because I disturbed the position of the lens. So let's start again. Measure the object distance here. That is our first u value. All right, let me take the ruler out and measure the corresponding v value. Now this is the V for this trial. Measure the V value now. All right, I'm going to move the ruler out, and I'm going to change the position of the object so that we got a new object distance. All right, measure the new object distance U. All right, and measure the corresponding image distance V. There you go. Okay, let me move the ruler out. Let's move the object. That's the new object position. Measure the object distance. Now, these measurements are in centimeters, so you should record all your readings in centimeters. So this is the new object distance. That is the third trial. All right, let me move the ruler out and measure the corresponding V value, the image distance value. All right. Okay, let's do the fourth trial. That's the new image, the object position. Let's measure the object distance. Measure the object distance now. All right, I'm going to move the ruler out. Measure the image distance now. Okay. We will take one more reading. Let me move it out again. That's the new object position. So measure the object distance. All right. And I'm going to move the ruler out. Measure the image distance. Well, since the ruler does not reach there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure from that cross, measure that distance first. All right. And then I will place the ruler so that you can measure the distance from the cross. So measure that distance, then add it to the distance from the lens to the cross. So we are taking two measurements here, add them together to get your V value here. The first measurement is you measure the distance from the center of the lens to the cross. All right. And then from the cross to the image. Then add those two distances together to get your V value. So we've got, do we have 6 different values now? Each time calculate the focal length as f equal to u times v divided by u plus v and find the average and complete the worksheet and upload it.